I was so kind of excited to chat with you because I find the whole sports background really fascinating, Keely,
Mhm.
because I think there's a lot of similarities between when people ask me today, like, what in your opinion makes a successful entrepreneur or even a recruiter or a sales professional? Like, what previous experience did they do to kind of give you maximize a chance or gives you thinking that they have a good probability of finding success down the line? I'm like, yeah, of course, if they started their own company before or previous sales experience, that helps. Or if they were also in the athletic game, right? Like, there's so much discipline you have to really learn to wake up early, practice, lift weights, eat right, day in, day out, and it really builds that regimented kind of discipline that
Yeah.
you need in sales to just perform. And so, do you agree with that? Or do you also see other similarities between like athletics, sports, coaching, and like sales and what
Yeah,
you're
I
able to
mean,
do?
I definitely think having that athletic background helps, right? One of my favorite quotes is success is hidden in the boring basics. And whether in sales or going back to the sports metaphor, it goes back to the basics, right? If you think about football at its fundamental level, football is a game of blocking and tackling. Those are the two most basic skills you can have in the game. Now, there's a lot of fancy stuff out there. We all watch Patrick Mahomes, right? He's amazing. The team's amazing. They do all these fancy things, but ultimately it still comes down to blocking and tackling. And even to my days, because I played offensive line, it comes down to your footwork, right? It's like, where does your first step go? Is it 6 inches this way, 6 inches? Like, those are the stuff that you talk about day in and day out, and you repeat day in and day out. I literally, for the first 10 minutes of practice every day in college, I did the same drills. My coach made us do it. It's not like I wanted to, but just do the same footwork drills 10 minutes a day, every day for 4 years. So, like, that is the boring basics that are needed to be successful. And the same applies for sales too, because if you're in that athletic background and you're repeating these things over and over again, you understand how to build on those basics and why they're important too. Because we're all subject to shiny object syndrome, myself included. You see the fancy tool, you see something cool, and you're like, oh man, I'm gonna chase after this and like maybe I'll do things differently. It's like, yeah, you can, but you still have to get back to the basics, right? Because once we start straying away from the basics, that's when I think a lot of problems occur within our sales strategy, our messaging, how we run discovery meetings, and everything that goes within the sales process.
You can learn all the fancy tactics and strategies and buzzwords, but if you're just not going to show up and do the work,
Yeah,
no,
exactly. Everyone
nothing's
wants
going to
this.
happen.
Yeah, they want the quick hack, right? Like,
They want the quick hack.
yeah, they want AI to do our entire job. I'm all for people thinking that'll be the silver bullet because those of us out there that are willing to put in the work are going to run laps around those people easily. 100%. 100%. Yeah. And I totally agree. And I'm also in the same mindset of that sports background is super helpful when it comes to anything recruiting, anything sales. But speaking specifically more about your time on the coaching side, Keely, I'm curious to know kind of the similarities or differences you saw between, athletics recruiting when you're recruiting for a football team or when you're recruiting in the corporate world, in the agency world. Like, what was the overlap there or what was different? Yeah, no, good question. I mean, I coached at the D3 and D2 level. And for those who don't really understand all the levels, you don't really have scholarships, right? For what we see mostly on Saturdays, those people you see playing have full rides. So everything's paid for. At the D2 level, you have like partial scholarships. So you're giving away some money. And at the D3 level, there's nothing. So ultimately, you're recruiting high school athletes to come there based on things outside of, I'm going to pay you. So you have to learn what they're looking for. Like, what is it in the school that they want? What is it in the program that they want? What is it in the position coach they want? And then you need to tie your offering, aka what my university offers, to what it is they want. And I think the same applies in the recruitment world, right? If you're speaking with candidates, every candidate is driven by different things. Yes, there might be some similarities, but each person's unique. And for one person, maybe benefits is the most important piece when it comes to accepting an offer if all things are equal. For someone else, it could be remote work. For someone else, it could be career growth. But if you go in with the cookie cutter mindset of I'm gonna put everyone in the same box and they're all gonna think and want the same thing, you're not gonna win people over. Because even as a recruiter talking to candidates, you're still selling. Like, you're selling an opportunity. And if you're talking to clients, obviously you're selling a service as well. But I think between those two, the coaching high school athletes and the recruiting, it's really just understanding what it is they want and then connecting the dots to what it is I have to offer. Because if you can do that, that's how you get people to listen and ultimately accept or move forward with the job or sign on the dotted line and come to your university.